I don't know, but
No, you know what you need, Chantal? You need to get your butt out of the Middle East. You need to go back to Canada, and you need to start living a life that isn't just a big scam. I mean, this is silly. You're going to be 40 years old. You're out here, I mean, following some 29-year-old thinking that he's going to love you and marry you and make a life with you and whatever. Girl, come on. He laughs at you. He makes fun of you. I mean, why do you think you're over there with him? Because you guys are living it up? I mean, yeah, you really look like you're living it up. You really look like you're happy. What you need to do is you need to go back to Canada. You need to start putting in hard work. And you need to, if a relationship is really what you want, if that's your end game in life, I know it is for some people. If that's really what you want, someone to love you, someone to call you baby, someone to give you affirmations, whatever. I mean, slow steps. I mean, whatever. Get on the dating apps, work on yourself, get back to a point where you can walk for more than a minute without getting dizzy. I mean, that would, if I were that in that place, that would be my number one priority. Not who's going to call me baby when I put my head down at night. I mean, girl, come on. I mean, you're not going to be able to heal in this environment, let alone thrive. You're talking about energy. You're sitting here telling us how you're about to fall asleep.
So you're getting help. And you want to dunk on Chantel? And that's why I think Shannon and FFG's chemistry is so beautiful, because they're so similar. FFG has to be the hero. That's why she has to always dunk on Chantel with something. Like when she did the thing with BBJ, I stand on this. She did her big one. She did her big one with that one, especially with the way Chantel was running her mouth, talking about FFG's dogs and all. When I saw her pull that off, I said, leave it to Chantel to have me applaud FFG. I was pissed. I was like, oh, this was so good. She trolled the fuck out of you. Oh my God. So, just so we're clear, and you heard it here first. What happened with BBJ, rescuing BBJ? The BBJ rescue to FFG will be with the 89 LBs are to Amber. You will always hear about it for years to come. Always. That's never going to die. She did her big one. She had to make it public. And for those saying, oh, it's for the money, I think you guys forget, I've said this before, multiple things can be right at once. She did her big one and definitely helped BBJ, because at this point, I think almost anybody's better than Chantel. But yes, of course it was for the money. If it wasn't for the money, she wouldn't have made it public. Of course it was for the money. Are you kidding? The bitch held she shopped for BBJ's collar on stream. She shopped for a cat to get a Gucci collar for a cat. Of course it was for money. But I'm not going to take away the fact that, like, at least she got BBJ. But yes, it was for money. Yes, it was for content. Are you crazy? That is her 89 LBs, bitch. She is never letting that go. That will always be content in some way.
Isms. So, French fried girls should be worried because Chantal was threatening to sue again. Shadowed that she might have returned to Canada to handle some other business, and she would handle that while she was there. I would be terrified if I was French fried girl. So terrified. This is the woman who couldn't even make a vet appointment, and she's going to coordinate a multi-person lawsuit because she felt duped about her cat being given to somebody else. By her to somebody else. But she couldn't tell you who because the selfish bitch wouldn't even walk down the stairs to go say bye. She handed it to Pete's. Again, many reasons we can't follow through with our commitments. So, and Chantal doesn't have much tolerance for distress or discomfort. If something isn't exactly the way she wants to eat it, she's not going to eat it. If it's not the right temperature, she's not going to eat it. So you would think someone as large as her would be much more picky. But, or would be much less picky. But actually, some of the more morbidly obese people I know are rather picky about their food. And, like other folks who deal with addiction, can get pretty nasty if they don't get what they want. How many people think that they've probably fought about food a couple times already? I'm sure he was fine with her coming over, but she farted out a bunch of promises initially that she was I'm gonna go to the gym and lose weight, and it'll be great, and I'll be going to the beach, and we'll be travel beezing. If you're too fat for a plane, you gotta do something. because now you can't even get out of there in a hurry if you need to. There's no shame in buying 2 plane seats if you need them, but if you don't like that you need them, or that you're cutting it close to needing them, whose job is it to change the shape of Chantal's body? Yours? Mine? A pill? Some Ozempic? No, it comes down to Chantal and what she chooses to do. At this point, she's had more resources and opportunities and access to treatment over the years that most people don't give a shit how she feels, or that she probably can't handle all of her ADLs maybe on her own, because she was always such a nasty, self-centered person that her discomfort brings people pleasure. We've heard of schadenfreude. You know, it's the same sort of thing. I don't
So we saw some boats pass by while we were hanging out by the riverside and decided after we were done hanging out by the river to see if we could find a dock and take a boat ride ourselves. On our way,
it was his hard-earned money to try to buy her food that would support her health. And then either she ordered it without him, or he came to reason of, look, I don't love you so much that $250 isn't worth risking your health to me. So if you really love me, Chantal, really, really love me, you'll go on there, eat yourself half to death, and give me the cash. So, I don't know. And she wants privacy. Okay. And where's your husband? Where's your husband? Where's your husband? Where's your husband? He's out with the boys. Thailand, from what I understand, has a very, very active sex scene. So, I'm sure he'll text you. But at any rate, this week we're going to... But she's sitting there, not a lot of people around, but it was the old eyes darting. Remember the outhouse? Or going for Burger King and then sitting in the parking lot, full face of makeup, looking all over the place to see who's looking and who's watching. She's out proud and doesn't care, but hawks like she's ashamed of what she's engaging in. So when she's sitting there with Salah eating, and there's people, you know, not a lot of people, because they go everywhere when it's closed. She's afraid of people, and they want to be able to film, and they're weird. They're weird. She likes getting attention, but standing out doesn't really, like, I think she probably feels like people are staring, because they are staring. It's a spectacle. She's 4 times the size of a normal woman. So I think people are going to stare. That shouldn't be unexpected. Is it rude? Is it cruel? I don't know. Bottom line, it shouldn't be unexpected. And to act shocked would be kind of stupid as well. You've read about it a little bit and saw it on TikTok. Please look better after yourself. Take better care of yourself. If not you, for your husband that you told us you loved so much. How much do you love him if you're willing to eat yourself to death because it's too difficult to try to get better beyond 36 hours? If you're not a 12-stepper, but the bondage of self. She's so obsessed with meeting her own wants and needs that she, to her inadvertently, steps on people and hurts people in that way. There's another side of Chantal that is a complete sociopath and pretty much doesn't care about feelings, doesn't know how to act. That's why we had the wedding cake and candles and she erupted like she was going to shit her pants, because she doesn't know what happiness feels like, so she doesn't demonstrate what it looks like. She doesn't know love. She doesn't know any of those feelings. And so with all this spinning in her head, her marriage on the line, her citizenship being up, she goes on a diet.
One, I'm pretty, okay? That has a lot, and I don't mean that to be conceited. I'm being very matter of fact. Being pretty gets you a lot of privilege. I'm just saying, you can get away with a lot if you're pretty. Number one, I'm pretty.
Okay, guys, so this is the trailer for Femme. It's been released in Europe, but it's out. It's a thriller, and I've seen it. It's a fantastic film. It is out in Spain, and it is out in the US on March the 22nd. So here is the trailer.
in his high heels. Well, you can turn around if you're a fucking man. You're letting them win.
How you want to deal with that?
I think you're a nice looking lad. On your front. I'm a nice guy. If you disrespect me, fuck you up. I get that. Yeah, I'm the same. Oh, you know. You're a fucking big man. I best remember not to fuck with you then.
Hi guys, and welcome to Tailored Talk. I just wanted to quickly talk about why Salah is Foodie Beauty Salah is scarier than you think, and why I'm super surprised that Foodie went back after the cheating scandal. So the number one reason why I feel that Salah is seriously sinister is because he has zero respect for women. Salah puts women into three categories, and that is the trophy girlfriend, the ATM machine, and the BDSM slave. And in case you're watching and you don't know, BDSM stands for bondage, dominance, submissive, and masochism. All of these things can overlap depending on who Salah is seeing. So, for example, Foodie Beauty is strictly an ATM machine because Salah does not find her attractive enough to be anything else. If Kai Bella's intentions were real, she would have been the ATM machine and the BDSM slave. Now, I'm surprised that Foodie went back because not only did he humiliate her with terrible camera angles, but she'd also have trouble getting around in Kuwait, and he'd do nothing but film her instead of help her. Remember Thailand, guys?
Look at the cute cup.
Have a sip, babe.
It's so good. Sweet boy. He's so sweet. Okay, babe, give it a try.
It's like sweet sour. Nice.
He has little lychee boba inside. It's cool.
So not only did he treat her terribly in general, but Salah also doubly humiliated her with this cheating scandal. So in Salah's mind, if you can't provide Salah with financial security and or sex, you're worthless to Salah. So Salah has this really toxic foundation of manipulating women, misogyny, and treating women as less than second-class citizens. It's like he treats women like sub-zero citizens because he doesn't view women as human beings, and that's what makes Salah scary. Salah has this toxic foundation of misogyny, and on top of that foundation, he's got these extremely sadistic, violent fantasies about keeping women under his thumb. Salah is scary because his mindset is the cycle of misogyny, the exploitation of women, and hypothetical fantasy violence of women. And my question is, why Foodie puts her health at risk to travel back to a man like that when she could just start again so easily. She could just start again with a harmless gold digger. And I'm so tired of her saying in that vocal fry influencer voice, you know, Kybella is a troublemaking slut. This is all her fault. Everyone has fantasies and they shouldn't be judged by their fantasies. And you can't judge Salah because these are just fantasies and they're not real. You know, he hasn't done anything. And it's like Ted Bundy had fantasies before he started kidnapping women. And Jeffrey Dahmer just had fantasies before he started drugging men in bathhouses and found out that he had a thing for intestines. Okay, everybody just has fantasies until one day they cross that line. And the only reason that Salah didn't cross that line, the only reason that Salah didn't put those fantasies into reality is because Kybella turned herself into a decoy and she didn't have, the intentions weren't real. She didn't, have a crush on Salah. If this had been a Dee situation, Foodie would have been kicked out the door. Salah would have ghosted her quicker than you can say woof woof. Just to be left alone, eating for 4 on the floor with chicken burgers, kebab and Taco Bell in the seaside condo again. And that was absolutely insane that she completely dismisses all of these red flags to just say, where's your husband? So guys, that's the end of the video. As a man, I realise that my views are limited because I'm not dealing with guys like Salah and I'm not dealing with misogyny. So I know that like over 90% of my viewership are women. So if there are any women that are watching that want to add something to this, who have been with guys like Salah, who've experienced men like Salah and feel like they want to add something, please comment below. Because because I'm talking about a women's issue and it would be helpful if women chipped in. Okay guys, that's the end of the video. If you're still here, thank you for watching. Thanks for listening.